Hello, good people. We are back again. It's a great time, a great learning time together. Greetings and warm welcome to each of you joining us today for our webinar, Exploring Identifying Stress Triggers. And we are looking at techniques that will help you identify and manage stress in your life. We are truly grateful for your presence. We are truly grateful for your participation in this important discussion. So in today's impactful, today's world is so fast-paced. Stress has become like a normal thing now. You know, stress has become an ever-present reality in today's world. Okay, for many of us, either the pressures of work, either personal responsibilities, to the challenges of navigating uncertain times. Understanding and managing stress, is essential to actually maintain our health and well-being. So, great people, during this seminar, we'll be delving into the fascinating world of stress triggers, those subtle signs, those subtle signals of tensions, okay, that can impact our daily lives. So today, by gaining a deeper understanding of these triggers, we can equip ourselves with the tools and techniques, that is needed to actually navigate stress more effectively and be resilient. That means, great people, over the next 60 minutes, we are going to explore various aspects of stress, from its underlying causes to practical strategies for managing stress. We are going to provide you with actionable insights today and evidence-based techniques, okay, which you can incorporate into your daily routine, and this will help to reduce your stress, good people. So whether you're here seeking guidance, good people, or you're here to identify those triggers, looking for these strategies, to help you manage stress more effectively, you're just simply eager to learn, okay? Not just learn, but empower yourself with the skills to identify these triggers and the skills to mitigate these triggers, okay? You're highly welcome, good people. Our topic today remains identifying stress triggers. You're welcome. You're highly welcome. All right. Now let's introduce our great topic. What are we talking about, good people? We are talking about stress triggers. And we'll tell you that today we are going to shine a spotlight on this topic because it affects each and every one of us in different ways, okay? And like we said, in this fast-paced modern world, okay, stress has become unavoidable. It has become an unavoidable part of human experience. So whether it's due to work pressure, or is it to relationship challenges, is it financial concerns, or health issues, stress can manifest in various forms, good people, and impact our well-being in profound ways, good people. So we are talking about understanding this nature of stress, understanding it, and then finding a way out of it. So why is this topic important? It's because stress is not just a temporary inconvenience. Please note, stress is not just a temporary inconvenience. Stress is a force, a pervasive force that actually can impact every areas of our life. So that means that when we are able to address stress head on, what happens is that we are going to equip ourselves, okay, with the tools and the strategies that is needed to actually manage stress effectively, and to also help us take control of our life. So thank you for joining us, good people. Thank you for joining us, good people. All right, let's explore this fascinating topic, okay? Let's explore it and grow and learn together. Now, let's explore, we say exploring stress triggers and the techniques, for managing stress in our life. So these are the sub things we are going to discuss today. We are going to talk about the different triggers. We are going to talk about understanding stress. We'll discuss on the topic understanding stress. We will also discuss on how to identify stress triggers. And it's not just about you identifying stress triggers, good people. We will also look at practical techniques for stress management. Not only that, we will look at real-world examples and case studies. And I look forward to your questions and answers. I look forward to your questions and answers. So now let's look at understanding stress. Understanding stress. Understanding stress. What do you mean by stress? Stress is actually a natural response. And not just a natural response, is a, how do I put it now? Please, let me take it again. Stress is a natural response to the the demands and pressures of life. Both external and internal. That means stress can be external and stress can be internal. Okay? That means that stress is our body's way of reacting to a challenge or a threat. Okay? And like we said, whether it's real or whether it's perceived, that's just it. Let me take it again. Stress is that response, to the demands and pressures of life, both external and internal. And it's our body's way of doing what? Reacting, to the challenges or a threat. Whether this challenge or threat are real or perceived, it can actually create stress. That means some levels of stress can be motivating and beneficial, good people. But chronic and excessive stress, you know what? It can have detrimental effects on us. That means that it's very important to identify the types of stress, identify what you're doing with it, what are their impacts, and how do you manage stress to your benefit. Okay? How do you manage stress to your benefit? And like we said here on our slide, that stress is a physiological and psychological response, that occurs when individuals perceive a threat or a challenge or demands that exceeds their ability to cope. Okay? That means that is a natural reaction. That's the essence of this natural reaction is to do what? What's the essence? It's designed to mobilize resources and and help individuals adapt to challenging situations. That means that stress can manifest in different ways, either physical, emotional. We can have physical stress, emotional, behavioral. That means that physical stress may manifest in different ways too. Is it manifesting as increased heart rates, or is it manifesting as elevated blood pressures? There are a lot of people that are having high blood pressure issues today. It's actually a factor of stress. I mean, not all, but some of it are a factor of stress. Okay? Is it now emotional stress, can lead to feelings of anxiety, feelings of irritability, feelings of frustration, and feeling overwhelmed. Okay? And we have behavioral stress. So we are going to look at it one after the other. We look at types of stress. Let's quickly look at types of stress. What are the types of stress? Okay? Let's look at the different types of stress. Okay? Now, you can see what we've itemized say. We have acute stress. We have chronic stress. We have episodic acute stress. We have traumatic stress, and we have daily hassles. So, good people, I'm going to explain them one after the other. What do you mean by acute stress? Acute stress is actually a short-term kind of stress, and it occurs in response to immediate challenges. There are times that we have immediate challenge or immediate demands. It's caused by, there are times that situations like maybe public speaking, situations like deadlines or unexpected events. It can cause acute stress. Okay, now note, yes, while acute stress can be intense, it typically it resolve quickly once that situation is over. Okay, that means, let me give you some example of acute stress. Exam stressors, taking an exam, giving a presentation is an example of acute stress, or experiencing a minor accident. I believe you understand our explanation of what acute stress is. We said it's a short-term stress and it occurs in response to immediate challenges or immediate demands. And it's always caused by situations such as public speaking, deadlines, unexpected events. And we gave examples such as examinations, speaking engagement, maybe an urgent need, and minor accident. These are just examples. Now let's talk about chronic stress. What do we mean by chronic stress? Acute stress is short term. Chronic stress is long term stress, that persists over an extended period. And that means that, and it often results, from ongoing or recurrent stressors. So unlike acute stress, chronic stress can have lasting effects on one's physical and mental health if left unmanaged. That means that we need to manage. If one finds himself in a situation where he faces chronic stress, it can have very lasting and negative impact, especially if it's not well managed. Good people, I assure you, we are going to look at how to manage all these types of stress. And chronic stress can, it can include factors like financial problems, relationship difficulties, work-related stress or health issues. And prolonged exposure to chronic stress can increase the risk of developing serious health challenges such as heart diseases, such as diabetes, such as depression, such as a high blood pressure. That means that a lot of illnesses today are actually stress triggered. They are actually stress triggered. Now let's look at the third example of stress, the third type of stress. The third one is episodic acute stress. And what do you mean by episodic acute stress? It is characterized by frequent episodes of acute stress. Remember, we talked about acute stress earlier, okay? And we said it's actually short term. But when we say episodic acute stress, we are saying that it is when we have frequent episodes of acute stress. It's it's often experienced by individuals that lead chaotic or high pressure lifestyle. That means that people with episodic stress, acute stress, what happens is that they may constantly feel overwhelmed. They may constantly feel anxious or tense due to the ongoing demands and challenges they face. And this type of stress can lead to burnout, it can lead to exhaustion, it can lead to negative health outcomes if not effectively managed. That means, good people, we need to manage our stress, and we are going to look at how to manage stress effectively. Number 4 type of stress is traumatic stress. Traumatic stress. What do you mean by traumatic stress? Traumatic stress occurs, in response to a traumatic event or experience, such as natural disaster. It can be serious accidents, physical or emotional abuse. Okay, that means that traumatic stress can actually do what? Let me tell you what can happen when you face traumatic stress. It can have very, profound and long-lasting effects on individuals' mental, on one's mental health, on one's emotional well-being, because it will lead to cases like post-traumatic, stress disorder. I don't know if you've seen people that actually experience that post-traumatic stress disorder. I don't know if you've seen people that. Okay, now symptoms of traumatic stress, can include flashback. You realize, see people having flashbacks, people have nightmares, people having hyper vigilance, or the avoidance of reminders. They tend to have avoidance or reminders of the traumatic events. That means traumatic stress is very wrong. It's a difficult situation for anyone to face. Now let's look at daily hassles. I can tell you a whole lot of us can, if I give you chance, good people, to talk about your how the week has been, how your work life has been, you realize that there are a lot of daily hassles we experience. And what does it mean? Daily hassles actually refer to the minor irritations, the frustrations, the inconveniences that people encounter in their daily lives. That means that while individual daily hassles may seem typical, trivial, but the cumulative effect, can be can have multiple stressors on people. Okay, it can contribute to the overall stress levels. It can even impact well-being negatively. So what do we do, good people? Take charge of it and see how to manage your daily hassle, the daily stressors. And when we and now, good people, when we recognize the different types of stress and their sources, we'll be able to develop coping strategies. Our target for today's class is to develop coping strategies, tailored to a specific need, tailored to specific circumstances. Whether it's practicing relaxation, whether it's setting boundaries, whether it's seeking social support, we are going to look at all of that. How do we handle these different types of stressors? Okay. Now let's look at the effect of stress on the body and physically. How does stress affect us emotionally? We are going to look at physical effect of stress. We look at mental and emotional effects of stress. Now let's look at it together, good people. Let's look at it together. Please hold on, good people. Okay, and let us start effect. What are the physical effects of stress? We've itemized here. Stress is, like we said, is a natural response of our body to what? Perceived threat or challenges. That means that when experienced, it can, on a chronic level, on an excessive level, what happens is that it can have significant effect on both the body and mind. And what do? We need to understand how it affects us. This will help us to come out and do the right. This will help us to know how to manage this stress. Number one, physical effect of stress on the body and mind is cardiovascular. Cardiovascular system is our heart. Okay, stress can lead to increased heartbeat. It can lead to elevated blood pressure. It can lead to constricted blood vessels, which will increase the risk of heart disease. That's one of the negative impact of stress. It can lead to all of these challenges, and it becomes a problem to individuals. Stress can also affect our immune system. That's why a lot of people are sick today. A lot of people are having immune deficient kind of symptoms of illnesses triggered by their immune system, all because of what? Stress triggered situations. Then digestive system too. Stress can have impact on our digestive system. Stress can affect your digestion. It can affect, absorption of nutrients in your body. It can lead to heavy impact on the body. It can lead to heavy impact. It can lead to negative healthy impact on the body. And then musculoskeletal system. Stress can also cause, tension on our muscles. muscle, particularly in the neck, particularly, we have things like shortness of breath, we have back pain, and all of that. And we said respiratory system. Stress can also affect our respiratory system. Stress can also affect our respiratory system. That means that we need to manage our stress and make sure that it doesn't affect us in any way. Let's manage our stress and be sure that it doesn't affect us in any way. Now, let's look at other effects of stress on the body and mind. Now, stress can affect us mentally and emotionally. And how does it do that? You see people having anxiety, people be getting depressed, cognitive functions, sleep disturbances can also be triggered by stress. That means that stress can activate the body's, we call it fight or flight response. Fight or flight response. And what do you mean? This will lead to feelings of anxiety, it will lead to a feeling of nervousness or feelings of worry. And chronic stress can actually contribute to what? Development of anxiety disorders, such as, we have what we call generalized anxiety disorder. We have what we call panic disorder, panic attack, anxiety disorder. This can be triggered by stress. That means that stress can affect our body and mind negatively through anxiety. Stress can also prolong stress, it it can cause depression. Okay, it can affect our mood, it can change, makes us get depressed. That means that we need to manage stress to enable you live long, to enable you overcome anxiety. Okay, now another thing is cognitive function. Cognitive function. Stress can do what? Impair our cognitive function, our mindset. It can affect our mindset, it can affect our memories, it can affect our ability to concentrate. Stress can affect even decision making, okay, and even problem solving abilities. That means that chronic stress can increase the risk of cognitive decline. That is, decline in our mental state. You know, it can even cause, I believe, good people, I want you to investigate this illness we call Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease. Check it out. Prolonged stress. And another effect of stress on the mind is what? Sleep disturbances. Sleep disturbances. Stress can disrupt sleep patterns. It can lead to difficulties falling asleep. It can lead to the difficulty staying asleep. Okay, it can lead to difficulties achieving what we call restorative sleep, because on a good day, sleep is supposed to have a restorative impact on us, but stress can actually affect that restorative aspect of sleep. It can do that. That means that chronic sleep disturbance, it can lead to stress, it can lead to more stress. That means, good people, we've been able to talk about how, the impact of stress on the body and mind. We have talked about the physical effect on the cardiovascular system, the immune system, digestive system, respiratory system, and we've also talked about the mental and emotional effects. Good people. All right, good people. And we said the emotional and mental effects is, things like anxiety, things like depression, things like cognitive, effects, and things like sleep disturbances. That means, good people, stress can affect us negatively if we leave it to be prolonged. All right, now let's look at what triggers stress. What triggers stress, good people? What triggers stress? How do you identify stress trigger? Because, good people, it's important to be able to identify stress triggers. When you're able to identify it, it becomes essential, because it's going to help you in effectively doing what? Managing stress and promoting overall well-being. That means that by recognizing the specific situations, specific events, specific circumstances that contribute to feelings of stress, it will help you to develop targeted strategies to manage, to cope, to mitigate the impact of these triggers. That means that we'll look at some techniques for identifying stress triggers. How do we identify triggers of stress in our lives? Number one, we say self-reflection. Self-reflection, take time to identify it as self-reflection. Take time, to reflect on your own experiences, reflect on your, life pattern, identify your pattern, identify what could cause. By the time you have a reflection, a self-reflection, you'll be able to identify the stressors in your life. That means self-reflection is very important. That means keep a stress journal. You can keep a stress journal. Not any recurring stress. Good people. Other thing you can use in identifying stress and awareness, stress triggers, is what we call mindfulness and awareness. Mindfulness and awareness. We should practice mindfulness techniques such as meditation, such as deep breathing. Okay, even body scan exercises. That's an assignment for you people. Go and research what is body scan exercises. Okay, it will help you to identify the sources of stress in your life, the triggers of stress in your life. It will help you observe your thoughts, observe your emotions without judgment. That means you can use mindfulness to tune into your body signal. It will help you identify your body signal. It will help you recognize early warning signs of stress, such as muscle tension, rapid heartbeat, shallow breathing, and all of that. Another way of identifying stress trigger is environmental triggers. Check your environment, evaluate your environment. It could be a trigger to stress in your life. Another one is social interaction. Assess your social interaction, assess your relationships, for potential stress triggers. When you do this, you'll be able to identify, okay, this particular association, this particular organization, this particular relationship is a trigger to stress problems in one's life. They reflect on communication patterns, conflict or sources of tensions in your relationships in your life. Another way of identifying stress triggers, good people, is what work and lifestyle factors. Work and lifestyle. Check out your lifestyle, check out your kind of job. How does it affect you? How does it cause stress in your life? Identify it. When you're able to identify it on your work life, your lifestyle, it's going to help you, good people, to determine what is causing stress in your life. Another trigger of stress is, check out some emotional situations in your life. Maybe there are some emotional reactions, emotional responses to different situations, different events, that is triggering stress in your life. You need to identify what is that emotional trigger of stress in your life, and it will go a long way to help you resolve stress issues in your life. Thank you. I believe we are making progress. We are making progress, good people, aren't we? Okay, now let's go to our next slide. What are the signs and symptoms of stress? Stress comes with different symptoms. We are going to look at physical symptoms. We'll look at emotional and behavioral symptoms. We are going to look at cognitive symptoms. We are going to look at some behavioral symptoms and all of that. Then we'll all finally look at what common stressors. So let's go back to the signs and symptoms of stress. The signs and symptoms of stress. The signs and symptoms of stress. Good people, can you give me a minute I'll be back in a minute. Thank you, good people. So now we are looking at recognized signs and symptoms of stress. What are these signs and symptoms of stress? Now, recognizing these signs and symptoms of stress is crucial because it will help you identify when you're experiencing elevated stress. It's also going to help you identify when you're experiencing elevated symptoms or tension or situation that's overwhelming. Now, what are the physical symptoms of stress? It can be muscle tension, especially in the neck, especially in the shoulder, especially on your back. It can be headache. Headache can be a sign of stress. Migraine can be a sign of stress. You can see the picture of this young man on the slide. He's stressed up. Fatigue, low energy is a symptom of stress, can be a symptom of stress. Digestive issues such as stomach aches, such as nausea, such as changes in appetite can be symptoms of stress. Okay? Rapid heartbeats, okay, breathing, shortness of breath can be symptoms of stress, physical symptoms. And then shallow breathing, like we've talked, sweating, sometimes trembling, shaking hands can also be symptoms of stress. And then there are times we have frequent colds, infections, even illnesses can actually be due to stress. Illnesses leading to, weakened immune function. That means that the stress can have effect on us physically. We've identified the physical signs and symptoms of stress. Let's look at the emotional and behavioral symptoms of stress. The emotional and behavioral, how does it show? How does stress show in our emotions and behaviors? Number one, there'll be feelings of anxiety, nervousness, worries. Stress can lead to irritability, mood swings, agitations. There's this common word, a common adage that an angry man, a hungry man is an angry man. I think that could be one of it. Hunger can cause stress, and you see someone getting so angry. There's some people that if they don't have money in their pocket, that's a stressor on its own. It affects their emotions, their behaviors, and all of that. They'll have difficulty concentrating or making decisions. Other emotional impact of stress is that they'll be racing thoughts, thoughts running up and down, constant worrying can be factors. And then restlessness or feeling on edge can also be factors, symptoms of emotional impact of stress on a person. Then changes in sleep pattern, such as difficulty falling asleep, difficulty staying asleep, increased use of substance like alcohol can be triggered by stress, tobacco or drugs. Even another emotional symptom is what? Withdrawing from social activities. Withdrawing from social activities or hobbies. Another one is procrastination, avoidance or neglect of responsibilities. Those are symptoms of stress that can be seen on one's emotions. Now let's look at cognitive symptoms of stress. Cognitive symptoms of stress are racing thoughts or intrusive thoughts. It can be difficulty focusing or concentration, concentrating on tasks. It can be memory problems. It can be forgetfulness. It can be mental fog, when someone is confused or feeling foggy on the mind. It can be negative self-talk. Symptoms of cognitive stress can be negative self-talk or self-criticism. Okay? And then imagining worst case scenarios. At this point, people, when you see someone getting so much on worst case scenarios, thinking of only worst case scenarios, it has negative impact on one's stress level. So those are impacts, cognitive symptoms as a sign of stress. Now let's look at behavioral symptoms of stress. Behavioral symptoms can be increased irritability, it can be anger, it can be hostility, it can be impulsive or reckless behaviors. These are some symptoms of stress. It can be social withdrawal, it can be changes in appetites, it can be eating isolation, poor eating habit or changes in eating habit. Some people overeat, some people undereat, some people become overweight, some people lose weight. Okay, there can be decreased motivation, decreased productivity. There'll be difficulty doing a lot of things. You can have people having excessive use of electronic device, excessive screen time. It could be stress induced. That means good people, we've talked about some signs and symptoms of stress. We've talked about good people, physical symptoms of stress, emotional and behavioral symptoms of stress, cognitive symptoms, and then specific behavioral symptoms. Now, let's look at common stressors. What are the common stressors? What are the common stressors? Number one is work-related stress. Yes, stress can stem from, various sources. Can be various sources, either external, it can be either or both external and internal, in our daily lives. And identifying these common stressors is very, very important because it will help you identify the triggers and also help you to cope or manage stress. Now we are looking at work-related stress. Work-related stress can come in through job pressure. There are lots of times, deadlines, workloads, performance expectations. All of this can create significant stress for employees. Okay. Another one is interpersonal conflict. Interpersonal conflict. When one is in difficult relationships, difficult situation with co-workers, with managers, or even with clients, it can lead to stress. And then career transition. There are times that, people change jobs. And that transition on their jobs actually tend to affect or impact their lives negatively, or it could just be a form of stress to individual. And a common stressor. So it's very important. We said work-related stress, which can be through interpersonal conflict, career transitions, work-life balance, interpersonal conflicts, work job expectations, targets can be stressors, related to work that can be triggered by jobs. Other stress is financial stress. Financial stress, it can be caused by debt, debt and financial obligation. When we struggle to pay bills, to offset loans, to offset mortgages, it can cause financial strain and worry. That means that financial stress can be in the form of debt and financial obligations. Another cause of financial stress can actually be when one is unemployed or one is underemployed. That means that job loss or reduced income can lead to financial instability. It can lead to anxiety about meeting basic needs. Another factor that can cause financial stress is retirement planning. Why? When there are concerns about saving for retirement, concerns about managing investment, concerns about funding healthcare expenses, it can create stress for individuals, that are approaching retirement age. That means financial stress is a factor. Financial stress is a factor. Now let's look at the another kind of stress. The other kind of stress is what? Relationship stress. Yes, another stressor are the kind of relationship one is. Okay, it can be relationship stress caused by a marital or partner conflict. That means that disagreements, communication problems, unresolved issues in romantic relations, it can cause significant stress. Okay, then family dynamics, the demands of family, parenting challenges, conflict with family members, caregiving responsibilities. This can lead to tension, and this can lead to strain, in family relationships. And also social isolation, feeling lonely. That lack of social support, it can contribute to stress, and negatively impact mental health. That means that relationship stress is another common stressor on one's life. Now let's look at health related stress. Health related stress. What do you mean by health related stress? It can be that chronic illness or injury. Okay, health related stress can be chronic illness, can be injury, it can be medical emergencies, it can be healthcare concerns. That means that chronic illnesses, managing injuries can lead to stress. It's also a stressor. Medical emergencies of any kind is a stressor. So coping with unexpected health crises, medical emergencies, it can create emotional and financial strain for individuals, and families. And then healthcare concerns, worries about access to healthcare, worries about medical costs, worries about your health insurance, the coverage and all of that can trigger stress. Now let's look at another common stressor of stress. Another common stressor of stress is life transitions. Life transitions. Now, why, if you look at it, most times when we have life transitions, it always triggers stress. It triggers stress in the sense that, for instance, major life events such as marriage, such as divorce, such as childbirth, such as relocation, such as bereavement, loss of loved one, it can bring significant changes and challenges, leading to stress. And then academic stress, we can have students, I can tell you that a whole lot of university students are always talking about stress. The office is stressful, work is stressful, exams and all of that. The stresses of all of this. That means that deadlines, peer pressure can be examples of academic stress. Okay, that means life transitions like major life events, academic stress are factors. Now, aging and caregiving, concerns, about aging, caring for our elderly parents, planning for long-term healthcare cover. This can create stress, not just for the individuals in their later years, but for the younger ones, the family. And then good people, another cause of stress is environmental stressors. Environmental stressors. Someone had asked, how do we avoid stress? Good people, I'll answer that question in a short while. I'll answer that question in a short while we are going. The answer is where we are going. So, my wonderful friend, stay on in the class and you will get our answer. Natural disasters. Natural disaster is an environmental stressor. How? Events such as earthquakes, such as floods, such as wildfires, such as hurricanes, it can disrupt people's life. It can cause disruption. It can cause traumas, and it can lead to stress. And then urban stressors. In the urban here, the town and all of that, there's noise pollution, there's overcrowding, there's crime, increase in crime in urban environment. This will always create that sense of stress, that pressure that leads to stress. So they are both are just few examples of common stressors that we experience. Now we talked about common stressors, and the common stressors here we've identified are work-related stress, We've talked in details about that. We've talked in detail about financial stress. We've talked about relationship stress. And we've talked about health-related stress. We've also talked about life transition stress and environmental stressors. Now, how do you create an inventory? Okay, a stress inventory. How do you create a stress inventory, good people? Identify this stress, okay? Identify stress category. Where is your stress coming from, okay? List, I would say list specific stressors. Identify the stressor in your life. Is it work-related stressors, like we've discussed? Is it relationship stressors? Is it financial stressors? Is it health-related stressors? Is it personal stressors? Identify. When you identify it, it will help you know, okay, this is causing stress in my life, okay? And then assess severity and impact. We say create a personal stress inventory. And what do? Assess severity and impact. That means rate each stressor on a scale of 1 to 10 based on its severity and impact on your well-being. Consider factors as frequency, intensity, duration, the level of disruption. Okay? Then another thing is what? Reflect on the coping strategies. How is this what coping strategies will work for me? What coping strategies will work for another person? Then develop coping strategies that work for you. Develop coping strategies that work for you. Then do what? Monitor and review. This will help you to do what? Identify. These are the causes of stress in my life. These are the causes, and by the time you can identify these causes, you're good to go, in coming out, in overcoming the stressors in your life. Now let's look at our next slide. Techniques for managing stress. My good friend, we are right ready now to handle those techniques for managing stress. These techniques will help you manage stress. These techniques will help you manage stress. Number one technique for managing stress is what? Deep breathing and relaxation techniques. Now, good people, we breathe in oxygen and our system needs this oxygen a whole lot. Now, deep breathing techniques is very, very important. I want to research on deep breathing techniques and then research on the benefit, the impact. Now, how do you do that? Breathe in, maybe for some seconds, hold the breath and breathe out. Okay? Breathe in and count 1 to 10. Hold it, count 1 to 10. Breathe out slowly, count 1 to 10. Now, I want to give it a try. Are you ready? Now, you breathe in. I'm doing that right now. Now, that's a breathing exercise. What I did was to breathe in slowly, counting 1 to 10. Then hold my breath, counted 1 to 10. And then breathe out slowly, counting 1 to 10. Okay? That helps to relax a person. Anytime you're feeling tense, do that. Take the breathing exercise and you'll be surprised at the impact. Okay? Practice deep breathing. It will help to activate your body's relaxation response. It will help to reduce stress level. Okay? Another one is what? Relaxation techniques. Engage in progressive mind, muscle relaxation, mindful meditations, guided imagery, visualization exercises. It will help to promote relaxation and to help to reduce muscle tensions, good people. Then another benefit, other technique for managing stress, physical activity and exercise. That means that regular physical activities can always help to reduce stress hormone and increase the production of endorphins. Endorphin chemicals, endorphins are chemicals in the brain that are natural mood lifters. Just imagine yourself, take out time for exercises, join some groups, gymnastic groups, aerobic exercise, take advantage of aerobic exercises such as walking, such as jogging, such as cycling, such as swimming, dancing, input it into your routine, and you'll be surprised at the impact of this on your body, or you'll be surprised at the impact of this on your system. Okay, now try some body mind exercise. It's very, very important. Then time management and organization. Prioritize tasks and responsibilities. It will help you to focus on high priority activities, and it help to minimize procrastination. When you're not under time challenge, poor time management is a serious stressor too. But if you can manage your time, it will go a long way to reduce the stress on you. Another one is break tasks into smaller. How do you manage time? Break tasks into smaller, manageable steps, set realistic goals, set realistic deadlines, and then use tools such as calendars, planners, to-do lists, time blocking techniques. It will help you to schedule activities. That's time management and organization. Now let's look at healthy lifestyle habits. Another way you can manage stress is what? Healthy lifestyle habits. Now, maintain a balanced diet. Make sure you eat nutritious food. Food that nourish your body, food that supports your overall well-being. Limit consumption of caffeine, limit consumption of alcohol, of sugar, processed foods. When you can manage your health, manage your lifestyle, you'll be surprised at how much you can manage stress. Then adequate sleep. I always encourage what I call quality sleep. For some persons, your quality sleep can be 8 hours of sleep. For some, it can be 6 hours. It can be 4 hours. The most important thing is make sure you're having quality sleep, okay? Have quality. So you can aim for 9 to 10 hours, I mean 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. It's very, very important. And another one is what? Stay hydrated. I'm talking about healthy lifestyle habits. That's why I always have a bottle of water with me. Why? When you stay hydrated throughout the day, it can help to reduce stress. So right now, I need to take this to still get me calm and good. Now, other technique for managing stress is social support and connections. It's very important to have social support and connection. Have friends, join groups, be a part of your school club, your old student association, reach out to friends, cultivate positive relationships with your neighbors, social environment, and seek professional support from therapists, okay, counselors. It goes a whole long way to help you manage stress. Now let's look at another way to manage stress. Other methods here of managing stress are mindfulness and stress reduction techniques. Take advantage of mindfulness, okay? Practice mindfulness. Mindful breathing, as in get conscious. Mindfulness is like you being conscious, doing some things consciously. That means you're not putting your mind on the past. You're not getting yourself overwhelmed by past challenges or future challenges. You cultivate present moment awareness. You are grateful for your present moment. It helps. So engage in activities, that actually promote relaxation. Engage in activities that promote stress relief. Mindful breathing or body scan is very, very important, okay? Spend time in nature. Spend time practicing hobbies or creative pursuits, and even taking a warm bath. Taking a warm bath can go a long way to help you. and give you the best of life experience. Now, another technique here is assertive communication and boundaries. Assertive communications and boundaries. Yes, inability to say our mind affects a lot of people negatively. Okay. Now, for you to manage stress, you should be able to set clear boundaries with others and assertively communicate your needs, assertively communicate your preferences and your limits, and this will help to reduce interpersonal stress and conflict. Also, learn to say no. Learn to say no to additional requirement, commitment, or requests, that exceed your capacity to contribute to feelings, or this will learn to say no to things that contribute to feeling of being overwhelmed. Learn to say no. Then practice effective communication skills such as active listening, empathy, assertiveness. Learn to say no. Create boundaries. Then another way of managing stress, problem solving and coping skills. Problem solving and coping skills. Now, when you're able to, you should be able to develop problem solving skills to address the root causes of stress and find practical solution to challenges. When you have this mentality, have a mindset of a solution oriented mentality, have a positive mentality, have a result oriented mentality, and you'll be surprised at the outcome. Then use cognitive behavioral coping techniques. Okay, reframe negative thoughts, build resilience. It goes a long way. It goes a long way. Then take time for self-care and relaxation. Take time for self-care and relaxation. That means you should prioritize self-care, prioritize relaxation. Okay, take activities that nourish your mind, activities that nourish your body, activities that nourish your spirit, such as spending time in nature, practicing your hobbies or creative pursuits, pampering yourself. Yes, so please, good people, take time to pamper yourself. You can go for a massage, you can go for a spa treatment. Just schedule regular breaks. Is very, very important. And then I will also say it's important to seek professional support. Seek professional support. Seek professional support. I believe I've been able to answer your question, great person. We've talked about, you know, steps or techniques for managing stress. We said deep breathing and relaxation techniques, physical activities. Okay, we've talked about time management. We've talked about healthy lifestyle habits. We've talked about mindfulness and stress reduction techniques. We've talked about assertive communications and boundaries, problem solving and coping skills. Time for self-care. Love yourself. Good people, if you don't love yourself, it will be hard to love others. And one of the stressors in our life is when we want to love others more than we love ourselves. If you want to love others more than you love yourself, it's a great stressor and it's going to affect you negatively. And then seek professional support. Then let's quickly look at time management, for stress management. Like I itemized earlier, there are some lifestyle changes that we need to do. Okay. Set boundaries, manage your time appropriately. We said prioritize tasks, set smart goals, create a schedule, minimize distractions, and use time blocking. Is very, very important. What do you mean by prioritize tasks? Identify your most important tasks and goals and start with that. When you prioritize tasks, you can prioritize it by important and urgent. Important but not urgent. Not important but urgent. Not important and not urgent. By the time you put it into those quadrants, you'll be able to work with a priority. Okay. Build on it and you'll be shocked at your result. Set smart goals. Set smart goals. Set smart goals. It helps. It goes a whole long way to help you out. Okay? We say smart is specific. That means your goal should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. Okay? Create a schedule, use a planner, use a calendar. You can use digital scheduling. Just make sure you plan. By the time you can manage time, good people, I'm telling you that you can do a whole lot. Minimize distractions. Identify and minimize factors that causes distractions in your life. Then use time blocking. What do you mean by time blocking techniques? Use time blocking. Allocate time to specific things, specific duties, specific deliverables. Is going to help you. Other techniques for managing time are what? Prioritize the Pomodoro technique. Please take that as another assignment. Pomodoro techniques that break your activities into 25 minutes of focused work, 25 minutes of focused work, then 5 minutes of rest. After the 5 minutes of rest, take another 25 minutes of focused work and rest, another minute of work and rest, some 25 minutes of work and rest. It will help you to manage your time appropriately. Learn to say no. Other way you can manage time is learning to say no. You should be ready and able to say no, because you should be selective about our tasks, our projects and commitment, so that you can give the best. That means you will set boundaries. Set boundaries with colleagues, set boundary with friends, set boundaries with family members. It will help to protect your time and what? Energy. Another one is what? Delegate tasks. Delegate tasks. Delegating tasks will always help you to do what? Manage your time appropriately. Then review and adjust. Review what is causing this time challenges and adjust your timing. Then do what? Practice self-care. I can tell you that when you practice self-care, you'll be able to manage your time appropriately. You'll be able to manage your time appropriately. Seek support. How do you seek support? Talk to friends. One way of seeking support to help you manage stress, talk to friends and family. Reach out to trusted friends or family members. Okay? Reach out to trusted friends and family members, and then do what? Share, people that can offer a listening ear, empathy or emotional support. Reach out to them. Share your thoughts, share your feelings, share your concerns, with loved one people that can provide that, perspective, that encouragement, that validation. It goes a long way. Seeking support is very important for stress management. Don't internalize the challenges. Okay? Don't internalize stress management. Don't internalize the challenges. Please hold on, good people. Don't internalize stress management. Okay, connect with supportive communities. Okay, seek out online, either online or in-person support groups. It's very important. Forums, communities where you can connect. It can be a sports group, a workout team. It can be a church. It can be your mosque. Seek out interaction, join groups, take advantage of your hobbies, join people that you share interests, people that you share hobbies, people that even share life circumstances. It will help you to manage stress. You are looking at seeking support for stress management. Then lean on professional support. Consider seeking professional support from therapists, from counselors, from mental health professionals. It goes a long way. And then consult with healthcare professionals. Very, very important. And then you say reach out to supportive colleagues. Reach out to supportive colleagues. This is another way you can do what? Seek support for stress management. Reach out to them. Peer support can always offer that sense of solidarity. It can offer that sense of validation. You can offer that sense of hope, as well as also give out practical tips and strategies to enable you cope with stress. Now, let's also look at more ways you can manage stress, more ways you can seek support for stress management. What do we say here? Engage in peer support. We've talked about that. And then we talk about utilize hotlines. Utilize hotlines. If you're in crisis or you need immediate support, please take advantage of hotlines. We have some hotlines, helplines, crisis lines, crisis intervention. You can call the police, you can call the healthcare service, you can reach out to therapists. It goes a long way. These services, they are staffed by trained professionals, you know, and these professionals can always offer crisis intervention. They can always offer that crisis intervention. They can offer that emotional support, and they can offer referrals, to help you out. Then seek spiritual and religious guidance. Very, very true. You should be able to draw strength from spirituality, seek guidance and support from your spiritual leaders, your clergy members, or faith-based communities. It's very, very important. Engage, please. Prayers is very important. One of the ways you can ease stress in your life is the habit of prayers, the habit of meditation, the habit of attending, let me call it, religious activities. Habit of attending religious activities, service. It always provides comfort, it provides solace, it provides connection. That means that seeking support is a sign of strength. Take note, seeking support is a sign of strength, not weakness. It is okay to ask for help. Okay? When you're feeling overwhelmed or struggling to cope with stress, it is very okay. It is okay to seek support and help. It's a sign of strength. It's not a sign of weakness. Don't let the challenges or being overwhelmed take advantage, negative impact on your life. Okay? Cope with stress in real time. Now, how do we cope with stress in real time? How do we cope with stress in real time? I hope we've got value. Are we getting value? Are we getting value? Seeking support for stress in management is talk to friends. We discussed on the following: talk to friends and family, connect, with supportive communities, lean on professional support, consult with healthcare, okay? Engage in peer support programs, utilize hotlines and helplines, seek spiritual or religious guidance. Very, very important. Coping with stress in real time. Coping with stress in real time. Practice deep breathing. We did that some minutes ago. When you practice deep breathing, it helps to relax your body. It helps to calm you down. It helps to reduce physiological signs of stress. Okay? That means take slow, deep breath. Okay? In through your nose, hold it for a few seconds, and then exhale slowly through your mouth. Focus on the sensation of your breath as it enters and leaves your body. Okay? Very, very important. Deep breathing. We talked about mindfulness, meditation. Engage in this. Now, let's practice deep breathing. We are going to breathe in for 5 seconds, hold it for 3 seconds, breathe out for 5 seconds. 1, 2, go. That's a deep breathing technique we've just exercised, okay? Breathe in slowly, hold it, and then do what? Breathe out slowly. We talked about mindfulness meditation. We talked about that earlier. A progressive muscle relaxation. Relax your muscle. Bring attention to sensations in your body, the sounds around you, the rhythms of your breath. Notice any thought or emotion that arise without judgment and gently bring your focus back to the present moment. That's what I mean by progressive muscle relax. What do you call it? Mindful meditation. Then progressive muscle relaxation, use it to release tension, use it to promote physical relaxation. Start by tensing your muscle, and then relaxing the different muscles slowly. Start from your toes, work your way up to your head. Notice the difference between tension and relaxation in each muscle group. Grounding techniques. That's an assignment for you, good people. Take up grounding techniques. It goes a long way to help you build up a very stabilized life. Good people, please give me a minute. I'll be back in some seconds. All right, good people. Thank you so much. Okay, are you going? We need to see the morning. Okay, I'll call you. All right, good people. Coping with stress in real time. Coping with stress in real time. We talked about deep breathing. We talked about mindfulness meditations. We talked about progressive muscle relaxation and talking about visualization. Visualization. Visualization is very important. Please study what is visualization. Take advantage of it and you'll be surprised. Other way you can cope with stress in real time is positive self-talk. Positive self-talk. Positive self-talk is very important in the sense that it can help you to do what? Replace that stress, replace that pressure on you just with positive self-talk, okay? That means practice positive self-talk to challenge negative thought and reframe stressful situations, in a more optimistic light. Then replace self-critical or catastrophic thoughts with statements that are supportive and encouraging and realistic. Then problems. So let's look at other ways to solve stress in real time. Positive self-talk. We talked about positive self-talk. Now, let's look at problem solving. Please have a mindset, a mentality of be a solution-oriented kind of person. When you're a solution-oriented person, you will, you will, you will survive. You will be able to cope with any stress that comes up in your life. Okay, that means solution solving, problem solving mindset, problem solving techniques. Take it up and then see how things work out for you. All right, another thing is take breaks. Take breaks. That's why to live long and to live healthy, take breaks. When you take breaks, give yourself that permission to take breaks when you're feeling overwhelmed or stressed. It will allow you time to rest, time to recharge, to give it time, to regain your perspective. Take breaks. Step away from, stressful situation. Go for a walk. Listen to music or engage in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Take breaks. A lot of people, a lot of Nigerians don't want to take advantage of what do we call it now? They don't want to take advantage of their leave. It's very important. is very, very important. It's very, very important. Take advantage of your leave. Take advantage of any breaks you have to rejuvenate and get yourself back. Okay? Then what? Connect with support. We've talked about that, and can't, we don't want to, it cannot be overemphasized. Reach out to trusted friends, family members, or support networks, okay, for that emotional support and encouragement. It's very, very important. Share your thoughts and feelings with someone that you trust. It will allow you to feel heard and validated. Okay? Accept self-compassion. Pity yourself, please. I say be kind to yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself, good people. Don't be too hard on. Practice acceptance and self-compassion. By acknowledging that it's normal. It's normal to feel stressed. And it's okay to feel a range of emotion. Okay? Cry, cry, cry. If you need to cry, well, come get back yourself and stand strong. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. It's very, very important. Thank you, good people. It's been awesome time together. I hope we all had fun. I hope we learned a lot. Right now, I want your questions. I want your questions. Please bring on your questions. Let's discuss. Bring on your questions. Let's identify them. Bring on your questions. Let's solve together. We are here for you to ensure that you have a very stress-free life. I appreciate you, good people, for your time. I appreciate you for your effort. I appreciate you for so much. Your time with us is a big deal to us. Please, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Remain blessed. And at least let me recap what some of the strategies that will help you out. Stress management techniques. Exercise regularly. Stress management technique 1, exercise regularly. Exercise regularly. Please hold on while we get ourselves. I just want to go back to let's do a little bit of summary of what we've learned today. Exercise regularly. Practice deep breathing. That's the assignment I'm giving you all. Exercise regularly. Practice deep breathing. Try progressive muscle relaxation. Okay? Practice mindfulness. Maintain a healthy lifestyle. Practice time management. We've discussed all of this. Seek social support. Engage in relaxation activities. And you'll be surprised. So in conclusion, stress management techniques are invaluable. They are invaluable tools to navigating your life challenges, and promoting overall health, your overall well-being. So incorporate this into your life, okay? Incorporate these techniques into your life, and you'll be surprised on what you do. So let's look at some key takeaways from today's webinar. Recognize signs of stress. Understand, just like key takeaways here are: understand stress, okay? Then recognize signs of stress. Are you facing acute stress? Are you facing chronic stress, episodic stress, traumatic stress, daily hassles? Explore its effect on your body. We looked at it. What are the effects of stress on the body? What are the physical, and on the mind? That means physical effects, mental and emotional effects of stress. We've looked at stress triggers. You need to identify what triggers stress in you. Okay? And then what are the symptoms of stress? The physical symptoms. We have the emotional and behavioral symptoms. We have the cognitive symptoms. We have behavioral symptoms. And then what are the common stressors? We talked about work-related stress. We talked about career which can be interpersonal stress, career conflict, all of that. We talked about financial stress, relationship stress, health-related stress, life transitions, emotional stressors, and then you need to create a personal stress inventory. We've talked about that in detail. Go over the lessons again, all right? Go over the lessons and get a whole lot of empowerment, a whole lot of understanding on how to manage stress. These are the techniques we've discussed, and it can't be overemphasized. Deep breathing and relaxation techniques, physical activities and exercise, time management techniques, mindfulness, being assertive, set boundaries, problem solving skills. And then we talked on some time management skills too. Go over our class again. I'll share it on the chat on our page. Go over it, and you can always reach out for support on managing stress in your life. You can always reach out for support. We will sure be there for you. We'll be there to guide you and encourage you and help you through. Okay? These are coping with stress in real time. Thank you so much, good people, and do have a very wonderful day wherever you are, and have a well managed life. Yes, it's possible that we may not be able to avoid stress, but we can manage stress. We can manage stress. I wish you a life of great ability to manage stress, cope with stress, overcome some stress, prevent stress, and come out strong. Okay? So thank you so much. I wish to express my sincerest wishes, for your well-being on stress management journey. Remember, you're not alone. Good people, you are not alone. And there are resources, support networks. May you find comfort in practicing these stress relaxation techniques. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, good people. Bye-bye. This is one of my stress coping methods, Some good music is good to reduce stress. And even dance. Please join me. Excuse me, dance.